We are making a smoked celeriac ice cream. Celeriac, what you see in front of you right here, is the root of the celery. And I hate celery, but I love celeriac, so I was very excited when Roman said he was going to try to make a dish with it.
So I took the celery, and it's very super simple. I wrapped it up in aluminum foil, and then I put it in the oven, 400 degrees for an hour and a half. If you have a thermometer, you could put your thermometer in there, and you want to get it to 200 degrees.
Okay.
And then you're ready to go. You let it cool down, obviously, before you cut into it. Now, you can use any kind of milk. Cashew, almond, even regular whole milk, skim milk, 2% milk, whatever you want to use. I use cashew milk because I do like cashews. I like the flavor, and I've used cashew milk in the past with celery root. So I just thought, it just works together. So I would do that.
Okay, wonderful.
Right, so let's do it. Let's do this. It's super easy. We'll start off in our blender. Get our cashew milk in there. Now over here I have my sugar. I have my powdered glucose.
Glucose 40D42.
Yes, and I have my perfect ice cream stabilizer. And so I'll get that together, and I'll just give it a quick mix.
Yeah.
Because you want to do that so that you can disperse when you get it into your liquid. It's not clumping up. That's one of the main reasons to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so now while we have this going, I'm just going to turn it up a little bit more, and then we're going to slowly add in our dry ingredients to that. So I'm going to turn it up to a consistent spin, and we just want to make sure that that's completely incorporated before we start adding in our celeriac. That's spinning away, and I think we're ready to start adding our celeriac. We'll add a little bit at a time. Now celeriac is a root, and so it's pretty hard, even cooked as soft as I cooked it, and so it'll start to thicken it up very quickly. So we'll just add a little bit at a time. You can hear what the blender's doing, so it's getting pretty thick. It's very important that as you add your celeriac, you want to keep that vortex that's going in the blender right now, because that's going to be very important to get your smoke into this ice cream base. So we have our Breville smoker already filled, and I have my tube. I'm just going to put it right there on the top, and I'm going to grab a little bit of plastic that I have here, and I'm just going to seal that up a little bit. Now, you're not going to be able to seal this all the way, you know what I mean? That smoke is going to escape. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get some smoke into it. And as the vortex is spinning, pulling the smoke into the base. And immediately you start smoking. And that's filling up the blender. And that vortex is, as we speak, pulling in that smoke. So all that smoke that's billowing out of there, you're like, oh my God, we're losing the smoke. That doesn't really matter. What's going into the base of the ice cream right now is all that you want. All right, so we're gonna let that go for about 7 to 8 minutes, and we'll get right back to you. Okay, now that we've spun that for 8 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and get that into our Paco container.
So in this case today we are going to pacotize, but this recipe does not require a Paco Jet or a Ninja Creamy. If you have either of those, of course, it's going to be delicious when you pacotize or Ninja Creamify it. But you can also make this recipe in any traditional ice cream maker as well.
We have our ice cream base frozen overnight, and we're going to put it in our Paco Jet and give it a spin. All right. And now we start. We've spun our ice cream in our Paco Jet, and we are ready to give it a try.
It's so good.
Oh, wow. That is good. And creamy.
So the first note, incredibly vegetal,
Super
fruity,
vegetal.
smoky, very, very creamy, because you have like the cashew milk blended in with the thickness of the root vegetable.
Yep.
It's such an unusual dessert, but I love this so much.
It is. I like it too, and
so good.
honestly, the weather's been so great lately, late up here in the Northeast. I feel like this is like a consummate main dessert for some reason, because but exactly what you did say, because it's super earthy, feels like you're in the forest, kind of, you know what I mean? Nice smokiness of, summertime barbecue and whatnot. So it has all those different qualities working in unison together, and I really, really like the way it tastes.